Something must be done. This month alone, there have been a shocking number of news stories about teens who have been teased and bullied and then committed suicide, like 13-year-old Seth Walsh in Tehachapi, California, 13-year-old Asher Brown in Cypress, Texas, and 15-year-old Billy Lucas in Greensburg, Indiana. This needs to be a wake-up call to everyone that teenage bullying and teasing is an epidemic in this country, and the death rate is climbing. One life lost in this senseless way is tragic. 4 lives lost is a crisis. And these are just the stories we hear about. How many other teens have we lost? How many others are suffering in silence? Being a teenager and figuring out who you are is hard enough without someone attacking you.
So many things were said to me that just haunted me every day, and I went from having all these friends to none. And that's the effects that bullying can have on you, and that's why I'm so adamant and outspoken about why it's so important to get the awareness out there that teen bullying can cause these issues.
If you see your friend being bullied for any particular reason, the worst thing you can do on the face of the planet is be quiet. And I think that's the biggest problem with bullying, is that the people around the friend who's being bullied just decide that they're not going to say a thing. And that's where it becomes, you're making it okay by being quiet.
I just wanted to reiterate that if you know somebody or if you are being bullied yourself, it's really, really important to step out and say something. Together we can stop it.
I think bullying is just such a huge problem that I think so many people just overlook, because it's kind of always been there, and it's always been kind of like an underlying thing that it's almost like, no, the bullies aren't going to say that there's bullying happening, and then so many of the people being bullied are scared to say that they're being bullied. And then, like, even in terms of schools, they don't want to say that they have a bullying problem, so that it's all kind of like a cover-up. It's just important that people talk about it, because it is a problem, and you see how it affects so many people, and it affects them a lot worse than others. And we just kind of want people to realise that it still happens so much, and you know, it is a problem, and you have to talk about it and kind of work out a way to fix it.
What is your advice to victims of bullying? Well, my first advice would be to speak up and to tell somebody about it, because you never know what, you could be saving somebody's life. If you tell a parent, a counselor, therapist, teacher, anybody, if you tell someone how you're being bullied and by who you're being bullied by, that person, you may stop that person from ever bullying another person again. So you don't know if you're saving another life. You don't know if that person even realizes they are bullying. So just try to speak up and don't hold it in and internalize it, because eventually, your feelings are going to bottle up, and it's just not healthy. So yeah, talk about it, raise your voice.
So a few times, like, a few kids would actually speak up and say, like, that's not on, like, you shouldn't do that. And that was always nice to see, because it's cool that somebody would be, brave and, like, speak out and say something, because, like, it does take a lot to do that.